So fair warning, there could be a little bit of a rant that follows. So if you're not into a rant right now, turn it off, come back later. If you're never into a rant, hey, came to the wrong place. So here's what I'm going to rant a little bit about in the moment. And it's kind of two related things. One is workplace culture and essentially the establishment of what good looks like in a particular organization. And if you've followed the news over the past couple of weeks, you've seen some glaring examples of either a lack of cultural definition where people thought they could do whatever they wanted as long as they made certain numbers in their business, or the culture itself was defined to encourage bad behavior by blaming people for not rising to a particular standard if they weren't doing things that were probably illegal. That's twisted. And it brings to mind the other thing that comes to me in this issue, which is false equivalency, which is comparing two disparate things, one really bad and potentially even illegal, and the other maybe not so good, but not remotely in the same vicinity of badness as the behavior that is trying to be explained away by comparing it to something of a lesser nature. And you don't have to look any further than on our political campaign to see examples of that kind of comparison every day. And here's the thing in both realms. We as individuals within society, within our private lives, within our work worlds, have the opportunity, and I would argue have the obligation, to do something about it by calling out behavior that doesn't make sense or potentially crosses the line into illegality. And with false equivalency, basically calling bullshit on that and saying, no, this thing that you're trying to explain away isn't remotely in the ballpark of this other thing that you're comparing it to, and saying, yeah, it's essentially the same thing, so that thing's not so bad, which is true, so my thing is not so bad, which it absolutely is. And unless or until we start speaking up and demanding that the people that we spend time with and that we work with abide by appropriate standards, hopefully established and defined and maybe not being effectively enforced, sometimes not established or defined, and therefore more understandably violated, and still, when things are wrong, they're basically wrong, and using things like false equivalency to explain them away, we need to raise our voice even further and help people see the error of their ways, abide by a better standard, define that standard, help develop everybody to it, hold them accountable to it, and again, make sure that we say out loud and with conviction that we as individuals, and hopefully people who band together, will not tolerate this. It should make you angry when they don't. It should make you angry when you don't. So let's do better. I'm trying, I hope you will as well. False equivalency, bad culture leading to bad behavior, unacceptable, pretty easily correctable if we make the choice to do better.